Alrighty, good day, good day, good day. Today we are going to be continuing our Pokemon XG journey for at least a couple hours here. Let me turn on my light here. But yeah, we're going to be continuing our Pokemon journeys, Pokemon XD journeys here today. So, just gonna hide that. There you go. Yes, today we're going to be continuing our Pokemon XD journeys here. Last time we have just finished purifying our Pokemon here. We have finished purifying Teddiursa. Teddiursa was the first Pokemon that you will be ever purifying in this game. And it is actually a very good Pokemon. If you want to stick with Teddiursa for the rest of the game, honestly, not a terrible choice. I think it's one of the few normal types that you'll ever get for a while, at least in this game. Is one of the very few normal types. You do have a limited pool of Pokemon that you're going to be collecting in this game, so you can't really afford to be picky. But yeah, right now we are going to go ahead and move on. We are going to go back to the Pokemon HQ lab, because I believe that is the best place for us to go next. Pokemon HQ Lab is going to be kind of your central area for a while. Let's see. We have to go to Mount Battle. My mistake. I completely forgot they told us about Mount Battle last time. So we're going to go ahead and go directly to Mount Battle here, and we're going to see what we can learn. Well, didn't we meet at Gatchar Port? Have you come to train? This is an excellent place for people to train. I've trained here myself. Back then, I only sought to become more powerful. I didn't need any other reason. As a result, I retained this status. But now, I've taken to questioning my motive for gaining power. I wonder what I am fighting for. I ponder if I am putting my Pokemon under cruel stress. That's why I urge you to look into yourself. Ask yourself why you want to become stronger before you take the path. So, welcome to Mount Battle. This place is... come to Mount Battle. Are you here to train as a trainer of Pokemon? Yes. Very well. If you train as a trainer, you should become a fine Pokemon trainer one day. This place is very infamous. This is pretty akin to the Battle Frontier of the mainline games. Basically, Mount Battle has 100 levels that you will fight through. You do have breaks. You have breaks every 10 levels. Excuse me. But yeah, you basically fight non-stop until you get to level 100. I may or may not do this in the future. I've never done it as a kid, so I actually might do it like a challenge run of it. I'm not entirely sure. But let me go ahead, and we have a couple of guys here that are actually kind of important here. Down here, be it a move that was never learned, or a move that once learned and forgotten. If moves are what Pokemon need, I'm the man. All it takes are some Poke Coupons from me, the move teacher, to teach your Pokemon those moves you want and a whole lot more. So are there any Pokemon that you want to learn to move or two? So here, you can actually get some battle points, which we'll get into a little bit later. You get battle points from every 10 floors of Mount Battle, and there is also another way to do it later that we will go over probably, and it'll take quite a while to get to there. So there are moves. Excuse me. This is basically like your move learner here. And then this guy is the move deleter. So if you have a move that you want deleted, if there's like an HM move or anything like that, then you'll want to come bring it to him and he will delete that move. You cannot delete shadow moves and you cannot remember shadow moves, obviously. But yeah. Let's see. We should be good. I'll heal just in case. Hello, and welcome to Pokemon Center. Yep. Perfect. Thank you for waiting. You restored all your Pokemon to full health. Good to see you again. Welcome to my battle. Would you care to take a challenge for training? You battle till you're knocked out. Fortunately, we're not open to the public right now. The facilities are closed for training, not for strangers. Oh, you're here to train? You came to see Vander, one of our area leaders? Actually, Vander is in charge of the Wiki training system. He's inside right now. If you're in a hurry, you might enter through here. So yeah, right now, right now, we will not be able to fully do Battle Trainer. But we do have to fight through the first 10 floors, so... Oh, I just finished training now, but a challenge is already here. What to do? What to do? I don't know what to do. So we do have to go through these first 10 floors. You have a Wormhole and a Wingle here. So this would actually be a perfect battle, introduction battle to Vaporeon. Vaporeon won't be unlocking any moves for quite a while, so we have plenty of time to get to know him. I also need to name him. I'll name him at some point. Attack fell. So yeah, these battles are gonna kind of be just 10 battles of honestly not anything. So at least in post, I'll be probably speeding up or skipping ahead unless something interesting happens. But for VOD, you kind of have to stick with me here. We use Bite on Wingle and Metal Claw on Wurmple. Metal Claw. And you're not quite down. Okay. String Shot again, but you're going to be taken out next turn, so it won't matter. I will say, I think one of the issues that I do have with this game is that because the battle effects are so intricate, even though it is double battles, the pacing can be a little slow at times. So if you're more used to like kind of the faster paced mainline games, I honestly don't think that Pokemon XD will be the game for you. But I personally don't mind it. I actually still think it's a pretty fun game regardless, so... Wow, I knew it. We weren't ready. Oh, you came to see Vander, so I wasted a battle on you? Vander is teaching some rookie trainers in his zone up ahead. Thank you, ma'am. And we don't really have the option to skip anyone, by the way. Once you walk into the circle, yeah. I'm really nervous. I wonder if I can make it as a trainer. So I hold a Pokeball in my right hand like this. Oh, forget it. I'll just try it instead of thinking. Casual Dude. Krydle, I think is how you pronounce his name. I could be entirely wrong. The names of the Ori region are not the best names in the world. I'm gonna be dead honest. Dude, the Ori region has some terrible, terrible names. We got Vaporeon and Teddiursa. Corphish and Swablu. We're going to use a Bite on Corphish, and we'll use Return on Swablu. Now, it's going to be a while before we get any Water-type moves onto Vaporeon, I think. And we're probably going to not be... Like, Teddiursa is going to be a mainstay for us for quite some time. I'm not entirely sure how long it is until we get our next Pokemon. I'm not even sure what the final 6 Pokemon I want on my team are. Again, I haven't done any research before this. I kind of want this all to be a surprise again. I might do some research on the next like 5 Pokemon to see if there's anything that I want personally. But right now, Vaporeon is very good. I would go for another Water type, but unfortunately, this is the game where Surf only hits the 2 adjacent Pokemon and not every Pokemon on the field. So I can't do She's like the Water Absorb plus that. to keep Vaporeon healthy and bulky. Wow, you're making me lose my confidence. So yeah, unfortunately, you're way too strong to be in training area 1. Hi, Casey Vander. Oh, no wonder. I think Vander is still teaching out there. You might even see him in the next zone. Which I think he actually is in this next zone. Yep, there he is. That's right. In a double battle, it's important that you understand the attributes and abilities of two Pokemon together. Okay, Vander, it makes sense. Oh, are you a knockout battle challenger? I hate to disappoint you, but we're not running the challenger now. We're in training, you see. Oh, Egan sent me. Oh, to hear about the desert. Understood. I'll be happy to give you my account, but before that, I got a little request. Just on appearance, you look to be an outstanding trainer. I'm certain my eyes aren't deceiving me. So here's my request. To finish up my novice trainer session, I'd like you to treat him to a battle. Thank you for training with me. Alright, Doduo and Spoink. So we'll be able to take out Spoink relatively easily, but Doduo not so much. Actually, I'm a bit curious. Let me check something really quickly. If I go into Vaporeon Summer here, and go to our moves, right, it doesn't actually tell you if they're like a physical or a special move. But again, this is a moves determining which one was going to be a physical or special move. So actually, I think all the dark type moves in this game are going to be special attack. So it is good that Vaporeon does know bite, because that means it'll be able to take advantage of its high special attack. Normal is physical, Steel is physical, and I think Ghost is always special in this game if I'm not mistaken. Nice, take out Spoink in one hit. Doduo, not quite. That's okay. And just finish you off. So this game is pretty easy now. I will say that. It actually probably will, it'll get very difficult very quickly, but at the beginning, the game is pretty easy, especially in the one-on-one. It's kind of warming you up to the battle, to the 2v2 double battle type. When I was a kid, this game, after a certain point, and I'll tell you when that point was, I was very much struggling. Because this game kind of expects you to understand the concepts of double battles, but it doesn't really. It expects you to know that from when you're playing Ruby Sapphire or Fire Red and Leaf Green, specifically, and Ruby Sapphire and Emerald version. So it expects you to kind of have an idea of how double battles are played, and it doesn't really sugarcoat it. So this game actually can get pretty tricky pretty fast. Right, maybe you want to jump in and enjoy the fray too. Anyways, we should talk, but this isn't the place for that. Let's go back to reception. In the desert south of here, there's a Cypher research facility. It's been there since the Shadow Pokemon incident. It seemed to be abandoned for a long time, but recently I've seen groups of shitty characters going inside. This is where the research lab is at. Shady characters were seen at the lab in the desert south. Are they somehow connected to the Professor's Crane abduction? We'll find out. Let's go ahead and find out here. Let's talk to you, actually. I'm going to collect Poke Coupons so I can get some new moves from a Pokemon. See that man on the white sitting on the bench? He teaches Pokemon moves in exchange for Poke Coupons. Yes. Let's go ahead and heal real quick. And then we'll go ahead and head out to probably one of my favorite areas in the game. Not gonna lie. Oh, we got mail. Eden. Hi, Doug. How are you doing? Egan called today to inform us that Pokeballs are now available at the Agate Pokemart. You won't have to worry about running out anymore. Good luck. Thank you. So now we can actually go purchase Pokeballs. Specifically at Agate Village. I don't know if we'll be able to buy them anywhere else right now. Mainly because Agate Village is the only one with the Pokemart. So let's go ahead and... Let's actually go ahead and stop by Agate Village and buy some Pokeballs, because I do think we'll need quite a few here. So it will be ideal to buy them. So all you have to do is go up and to the left here instead of to the right. To the right is the Pokemon Center. To the left up here is the Pokemart. Let's talk to you. Welcome, we just added a Pokeball store. Choice a selection of trainer merchandise. Welcome to our Pokemart. Let's go ahead and buy... Yeah, here we go. So you can buy some Pokeballs. We have 6. I'm going to buy 6 more. You're going to probably want to keep topped up on, at the very least, some Pokeballs and Great and Ultra Balls when you can get them eventually. Because, spoiler alert, you'll be able to buy them eventually. I'm not entirely sure when, though. But you'll want to stock up on Pokeballs as much as you can. At least to start, because right after Mount Battle, things are going to be ramping up pretty quickly, and you're going to be able to catch quite a bit of Shadow Pokemon. So let's go ahead and go to this mystery facility here. No music or anything. And here comes my favorite characters in the game. We are sextuplets. We strike terror through the land, for we are the Hexagon Brothers. Sound off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, 5? That's it? 5? Aren't we missing someone? That's ridiculously impossible. Let me try this time. Count off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See what I say again? There is someone missing. But anyways, enough. He'll return soon enough, I'm sure. What we need to do, brothers, is this. Lock and load on this suspicious kid. Hey, you brat. This is no kiddie playground. We've been away a while, but here we are. Estates belong to the real Cypher for many a year. If you don't quit scurrying about, we'll have to tell your mommy. If you don't want that to happen, then run along home. And we slowly approach. What if we just ignore them? I'm curious. I've never, like... Hey, you brat, don't think you can ignore us. Okay, fine. That look on your face. It says you're not about to listen and go home immediately. Alright, then I'll play with you a while away the time if you want. Sure. Alright, bring it on. Welcome to Cypher Peon Re6. They're all based off of Colors of the Rainbow. And if you can guess, they actually have Pokemon based off of their color. So in this case, we have a Fire type here, which is going to be Houndour and a Slugma. And, surprise, surprise, because they're Cypher Peons, we will encounter as many Shadow Pokemon as possible. So, we actually have an advantage here against Re6. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to start sand attacking the Houndour. You don't need to right now, but you're going to want to try to keep that Houndour alive for as long as possible while you try to catch it. Each Pokemon still has their base capture rate in this game. I believe Houndour has a capture rate of anywhere between like 100 and 200 something. I actually don't know 100% for sure. But yeah, you're going to want to kind of start stalling here and just wait and try to capture the Pokemon. So I'll go ahead and use Sand Attack here, and then I'm going to go ahead and use Metal Claw, because that shouldn't do a whole lot of damage. Now, Houndour is actually a pretty good Pokemon, especially in Generation 3. Its Fire and Dark typing means that it has a pretty decent special attack, so it'll actually be able to utilize both Fire and Dark relatively well. Yeah, perfect. So if you want a Fire type, I do definitely recommend Houndour. I think there are some Fire types that are coming back, or coming later, but honestly, Houndour is the perfect early game Pokemon to add to your team if you're going to want to keep it for the long run. However, I am personally not going to keep it for the long run. There are a couple of Pokemon that these guys have that I do want to keep as permanent members of the team. At least 2 of them, I think, will have something that I'd want to keep. If not, then only 1 of them does, and I'll tell you when that happens. I'm going to use Sand Attack right now, and then I'm going to use Teddiursa's time to throw balls at it. We should be able to catch this one pretty easily. If you have any kind of status effect moves, like if you have Jolteon and you have Thunder Wave, that's going to be the best way to try to capture Shadow Pokemon. In fact, if you do get Jolteon, Jolteon is probably going to be the #1 way to catch Shadow Pokemon, just because you can get Thunder Wave. I think you can get it relatively early as well. Shadow Pokemon can be notoriously difficult to capture, and you will have chances later on to capture them again. But as for right now, it would be best for you to just try to capture them as many as you can, or as easily as you can. I'm going to go ahead and use... I'll go ahead and use Bite here, and then for Teddiursa's turn, I'll go ahead and throw another Pokeball. Let's try it. Stung Ball. Sorry, I'm still trying to get over this cough. 1, 2, 3. Nice. What the? You're not supposed to be tough. And then they fall flat on their face. And Houndour has joined the party. I guess I helped to while away some time. Give me 1 second. Alright, sorry about that. God, I need to stay hydrated. So now that we have Houndour on our team here, you're going to want to stay in the area for now. But let's actually, I want to swap Houndour. Oh, hey, we actually got an item from Teddiursa. Let's go ahead and pick that up. Item, take. We got an antidote, nice. And we'll go ahead and use a couple of potions that we have here. This is why I recommended buying a couple of potions earlier, especially if you have that super potion, that's super nice. Because this is kind of a gauntlet, not really. So it's not meant to be super difficult or anything, but it is kind of a back-to-back gauntlet of Pokemon here. I say let's go ahead and fight you. Go on, go home already, or you may be looking to have a battle with me. Yes, let's do it then. Now we got Blue 6. We got Horsey and Goldeen. Now, obviously, I'm not here to capture a Water-type Pokemon. You're going to want to be careful about, you know, conflicting types or the same types on one team. As per usual, you don't want an entire group of Pokemon on the same team. Especially in double battles, because that could be just as dangerous. And actually, I'm going to swap out Houndour here. Let me go ahead and use Bite on Horsey here, and then Houndour, I'm going to swap you out for Teddiursa, because there is something I want to do with Houndour, but I do not want Houndour to go down. While you're a Shadow Pokemon, you do still have to conform to the type charge, so if Houndour got hit with a Water-type move, it unfortunately would most likely go down. Vaporeon goes to level 16. And we finally get Water Gun. So this is going to be the first Water-type move that we get. Not going to be the best Water Gun move. Water Gun. It's not going to be the best Water-type move that we get, but it is going to be something that you'll definitely want to keep for a while. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of Tackle, because Tackle is going to be the weakest move in our moveset as of right now. And Vaporeon learned Water Gun. Teddiursa gained 64 experience points. And we got Spheal. Probably my favorite character model of this entire game, I'm not gonna lie. And Spheal is a Shadow Pokemon. Spheal, I would actually also highly recommend that you get in this game. Not only is it going to be, I think, one of like 3 ice types that you're going to be getting in this particular game, but Spheal is a very, very good, bulky, defensive water and ice type Pokemon. And I think it can get the ability Thick Fat in this game, which will just be even better. So I would highly recommend getting Spheal if you don't already have Vaporeon. Vaporeon and Spheal actually fulfill the same team role. So if I had Jolteon or like Espeon or Umbreon, then I definitely would pick Spheal and add it as a permanent member of my party. But unfortunately, because I have Vaporeon now, I'm actually not going to use Spheal. But I will, of course, use Spheal for reducing our purification for right now. Now, I want to show you something interesting. We're going to go ahead and swap over to Houndour here, and we're going to try to take out this Goldeen so that Spheal is the only one on the field. Got Houndour, Weeze Bite, and Goldeen doesn't quite go down, but that's okay. We got Shadow Wave. Shadow Wave is an attack that will hit both Pokemon on the field. And now, because of this, as you can see with Shadow Pokemon, using a Shadow move on a Shadow Pokemon means it will not be very effective. It is going to be the only way that you're going to be hitting a Pokemon, Shadow Pokemon specifically, with not very effective moves. And because of that, I will use a Shadow Blitz on Spheal, so that we will slowly start chipping it down while we try to capture it. This is kind of this is a really great way to capture some Shadow Pokemon on the enemy team. Just because it doesn't do really any damage. So you can start layering on the damage, and you can even start getting fever pitches just because you're using your Shadow move over and over and over again. So I definitely recommend keeping at least one Shadow Pokemon on your team, just in case you run into a Shadow Pokemon and you just need something to chip it down without doing any extra damage to it. Now, we do have a Vaporeon here, so I could have actively used Water Gun and the Shadow Blitz and just kind of chip it down very, very little. But I don't think it's necessary to do that. Once Spheal gets into the yellow health, I think we'll start using it. We'll start throwing some Pokeballs at it. God, I love Spheal in this game. He's so silly. By the way, in double battles, if you have an attack that hits adjacent Pokemon on the field, so Earthquake, Surf, Shadow Wave, it'll actually do, I believe, 75% of the damage done to both Pokemon, if I remember correctly. I don't exactly remember the numbers, but essentially, adjacent moves or moves that hit every target will do less damage when it hits Pokemon in double battles. So just keep that in mind. Alright, well, looks like we're clear. We're going to go ahead and start throwing some Pokeballs at it. Let's go ahead and start using Sand Attack, and then we'll use Houndour's turn to not swap and instead throw Pokeballs at it. One, two, three. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Nice. Uppity brat. Spheal, join the party. When I get serious, the consequences can be really bad. That's why I took it easy on you. So now we have 2 Shadow Pokemon here that we could use, and I'm actually gonna put both of them out to the front. Usually you'd want to be using your shadow Pokemon as much as you possibly can. So having multiple of them on your team so you can bring 2 of them out to the front is going to be immensely useful. It's going to be, you're going to be able to purify Pokemon basically twice as fast. Did I tell you to go home? Browse 6. Browse 6 uses ground type Pokemon with Hoot Hoot for some reason. I'm actually not entirely sure why he has a Hoot Hoot, but he does, so. Right. Hoot Hoot. Or Baltoy. I thought it was Hoot Hoot. Baltoy is a Shadow Pokemon here. Perfect timing, actually. So we're going to go ahead and use Shadow Mist here, and then we're going to Shadow Blitz, double up on that Hoot Hoot. Not very effective. Hoot Hoot uses Tackle. Goes down. And now we slowly start chipping away at Baltoy. Now, Baltoy does have a lower catch rate, so you should probably be a little bit more careful with this one. Just letting you know. Baltoy, I don't think I'll use on my team either. Baltoy is actually really fun Pokemon to use because it can know Explosion. So if you are able to get a Ghost-type Pokemon on your team and you level up Baltoy so it can learn Explosion, it's the funniest thing ever because you can just nuke them and your Ghost-type isn't affected by it. Or if you just have Pokemon with a lot of HP, it won't be affected by it. But it will go nuclear. So that is a very fun strategy you can use if you really want to, because Explosion will hit every Pokemon on the field. It is going to be a long time before you get Explosion, but it is something that I highly recommend if you really want it. Very dumb strategy. Alright, let's go ahead and use Fuel's turn to lob some balls at it. Not Bullet Seed, lob some balls at it. And then we will have Houndour continue to just smack it in the face. One, two, three. Nice, Baltoy's caught. Easy as cake. Now you've done it. Isn't that enough already? Go play somewhere else. We might not look at it, but we're busy. But do you want to play anyway? Yes. Well then, this is what I'll do. We got Electrike and Chinchou. I probably should have healed Spiel here. Let's go ahead and swap out. We'll swap out to Baltoy. And then Houndour. Houndour has learned Ember, so now Houndour has a Stab Fire-type move. Stab still affects Shadow Pokemon the same way, so I do highly recommend using that when you can. And it's also good for, you know, not getting Fever Pitches. Unless your goal is to get Fever Pitches. Bleh. This Houndour is actually incredibly fast. Now, Baltoy can also learn Earthquake. I think it's one of the few Earthquake Pokemon in this game. So I do also recommend, if you want a strong, very strong Ground-type move, I would recommend using that as well. Nice. And we got Mareep. Mareep, the Shadow Pokemon. Mareep is more of a defensive Pokemon here. Wow, critical hit. Mareep is more of a defensive Pokemon for electric type standards. I, again, personally will not be using Mareep, but Mareep is a good option if you haven't picked Jolteon. But I think there's going to be a significantly better option coming up in... probably, it's going to be a while. But there is going to be a better option than Mareep if you don't want to deal with how slow Mareep can be. Although Mareep is pretty good defensively. Shadow Blitz. We'll use Ember one more time, and I think after that we'll start throwing some Pokeballs at it. Yeah. And Baltoy's in a fever pitch. So you know what that means. Time to yell at his face. I'll go ahead and call Baltoy, and then Houndour will go ahead and use a Pokeball. Alright. Uno, dos, tres. Nice. Mareep was caught. Unfortunately, this means that Baltoy is staying in a fever pitch for longer, but we could fix that in the next match anyway. I hate brats. I hate brats. We try to look busy, but actually we have nothing to do. It's not like we need to worry about any enemies in this desert. Let's go ahead and heal up a little bit. Yeah, so here's another thing in reverse mode. Pokemon will not accept items, so if you are low on health and your Pokemon's in reverse mode, you're kind of out of luck, unfortunately. So, let's go ahead and talk to you. A little kid like you should run on home to mommy. That's the best. We got Koffing and Kramer. Now, if I remember correctly, I think Koffing is going to be the Shadow Pokemon here. If I remember my game correctly, which I may or may not remember. No, you have 4 Pokemon, though. That's a lot of Pokemon. And we have Water Gun here. We're going to go ahead and use that on Koffing. And then we're going to use Ember on Grimer here. Wouldn't attack, right? And it was poison. I think Smog actually has a 100% chance of poisoning. Could be wrong about that, but I'm almost positive that it does. Alright, let's go ahead and take out this Koffing. And then Houndour should be good for one more turn, so let's go ahead and use Shadow Blitz. Perfect. It's super effective. This Houndour is actually really fast. I'm kind of impressed. We got Tentacool. We got Gulpin. And Gulpin is our Shadow Pokemon. Now, Gulpin is another very defensive poison type Pokemon. Honestly, in my opinion, I don't think Gulpin is very, very good. low-key kind of forgot Gulpin is even a Pokemon until the DLC for Pokemon ZA. Just Gulpin is not very memorable in my opinion. So what we're gonna do here, actually, we're gonna use Shadow Wave so we can attack both the Pokemon here, and then we're gonna swap out to Vaporeon, and hopefully we'll be able to eat a water move here because that Tentacruel is the only one that I'm kind of worried about. Oh, Safeguard. Okay, interesting. See, even though it says it's very effective, you actually don't really have to worry about a whole lot of the shadow moves taking out your Pokemon outright. It is very rare that that'll happen. It will happen, just not as often as you probably think it would. So it'll do a healthy amount of damage, but like you need a pretty high level in order for that damage to actually kind of matter in a way. Let's go ahead and bite Gulpin here. And we got the Poison Sting. Alright, Shadow Wave. You know what? Let's use this turn. Let's just throw out a Let's throw out in Pokeball just on this turn. Let's see how lucky we can get. On Gulpin. Bite on Tentacruel. Easy money. Let's go. And Vaporeon use Bite. Take you out. Cool. Amazing. That was a good round. Good round. Good round. Good game. Good game. Good game. Good game. Good game. Good game. Oh, Mama, I've lost. Mama. Didn't mean to make you cry. You're just a brat, and why are you so strong? Carry on, as if nothing really mattered. Sorry, hold on. Carry on, carry on. All right. We six brothers are bound by brotherly love sixfold. Our solidarity is sixfold, and our food bill is sixfold too. Come on, kid. I'll take you with my sixfold power. I probably should have swapped, but that's okay. We'll be fine. Oddish and Cactia. Oh yeah, you're poisoned. Let's go ahead and use Shadow Wave. Wow, you have 6 Pokemon. Granted, your Pokemon are kind of weak, so... Houndour is actually kind of proving himself to be a pretty formidable Pokemon. It's been fast. It's been doing a lot of damage here. We got Shroomish. Let's go ahead and swap out Houndour here. We're going to use that, and then we'll swap out to Teddiursa. Okay. Yeah, we'll just do Shadow Wave here, and then Tendriesa, we'll do Lick on Shroomish, I guess. Yeah. Bleh. Lotan. I like Lotad. There's a character later in this game that is gonna be literally my favorite character of all time in like all of Pokemon. He's great. He's the best. We'll get to him when we get to him though. Heinko. The turn's already doing kind of a significant amount of damage, which is kind of impressive. Seedot. Seedot is our next Shadow Pokemon in this sextuplet of brothers. Seedot is very, very fast. It's very, very strong. I do definitely recommend Seedot as well if you're looking for a competent Grass-type Pokemon. It's actually one of the better ones out there, especially in Generation 3. You're not really going to find anything else like that. Its final evolution becomes a Grass-Dark type, so it'll be able to utilize both of the typings that it has very well. Both of them are special base in this game, so both of them will do very, very good. So I highly recommend Seedot if you're looking for a Grass type. I personally am not, but we did get the Paralysis off, so we will have a better time catching the Seedot. And we have Shadow Hold here. Shadow Hold just makes it so you can't switch out. So if you have a pretty switch out heavy like team, then Shadow Hold is going to kind of be the bane of your existence, but it doesn't show up often enough to where I think it's like a problem. Alright, we'll start slapping it away. We'll go ahead and use Water Gun, and then we'll go ahead and use a Pokeball. With a Snaggy Ball. One, two, three. Nice. Seedot was caught. And we have defeated all of the Hexadecimal brothers. I feel crushing defeat sixfold. Good, because I defeated all 6 of you. This is nothing. Our brotherly love is nothing like this. And we beat them. Ow, ow, ow. Now we can go in. Let me go ahead and heal real quick. Yes, use that. See, notice how you get a full team of 6 really, really quickly in this game. You're gonna need it. This is gonna be the kind of first challenge spike of the game. But first, let's go actually back outside. This is kind of funny. Sound off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wait, 8? Now there's too many of us. Brothers beware, there may be spies among us. Hey look, it's that kid again. So, if you really wanted to, you could actually fight these guys on repeat. They actually won't go away until you beat this area. So if you want to, you could reduce the gauge by quite a bit, actually. It's actually kind of amazing how much you can reduce the gauge by if you continuously fight them. Or if you want some extra levels, you could do that as well. I'm not going to do that. They do have some new Pokemon to replace their Shadow Pokemon, but I'm not going to do that. What I am going to do, though, is I'm going to go back to Agate Village, and I'm going to go ahead and stock up on some potions and a little bit of extra Pokeballs, because I think there's at least 2 or 3 more. I think there's at least 2 or 3 more fights that involve Shadow Pokemon, if I'm not mistaken, so I'll go ahead and grab some while I can. We'll buy like 5 more Pokeballs just to get up to 10. We'll buy like 10 potions. since we have the money for it. And actually, why not? We'll buy 5 more. 5 more Pokeballs. Oops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, this is a good time to show this. So if you purchase, not 45, if you purchase, oh my god, if you purchase 10 Pokeballs or more, let's go ahead and buy 10. Thank you very much. I'll include a Premier Ball as a free bonus. You'll get a Premier Ball. Premier Ball does absolutely nothing. It's the same as the regular Pokeball. It's just white instead of red, the classic red color. It actually does kind of look neat. I'm not really sure why they decided to keep the Premier Ball as an item, but it's a nice little bonus if you just buy a bunch of Pokeballs all the time. So there's that. All right, let's go ahead and go back to the Cypher Lab. Yeah, by the way, I'll let you know, I'm not going to be streaming Pokemon the entire day today. I'm actually probably going to end in about an hour from now, because I may potentially have a scrim that I need to participate in. Let me double check, actually. Oh, okay, they're going on for another team. All right, that's fine. We got plenty of time. Let's go ahead and move on. I don't want to fight these guys again. I don't think it's super necessary to fight these guys again. Again, unless you're looking for some extra experience, or you want to purify these Pokemon even faster, then you don't really need to do that. I actually am I kind of might go with Houndour again, now that I think about it. The thing with Houndour is that it actually is surprisingly fast. I wasn't expecting it to be this fast, but it does outspeed a lot of things in this game, and having an early fire type is never a bad idea, especially if you don't have Flareon. Let me swap Baltoy into the lead here, and as for the rest of them, I'm not actually going to use those, so I'm going to keep them in my box for now, but I actually might legitimately start using just Houndour, just because of how nice the speed has been. I don't know if there's that many things that outspeed Houndour at this moment, but if there is, I'll be sure to kind of let you know. Alright, and then I don't think we can go through here quite yet. Oh, we can't. Let's go through here though first. I don't think there's any, I think it's just like a little extra room. Let's go ahead and head out. Hey, you're not supposed to be in here. Yeah, everyone kind of falls down from the ceiling in this game. It's quite funny. Wow, Corla. So this is gonna be kind of a ramp up of difficulty. I'm not gonna lie. It can be like, this is when the game kind of starts ramping up in difficulty, and it will ramp up pretty quickly. So just be careful of that. There'll be a little bit more on your level now, unless they have like a ton of Pokemon. For Baltoy, we'll go ahead and call you. For Houndour, we'll go ahead and use Shadow Blitz on Duskull, because Duskull can be quite tanky. See, look at how much that went down by just using that call after getting a Fever Pitch. So honestly, even though it sounds bad, having a Fever Pitch is kind of a blessing in disguise, because you can purify Pokemon significantly faster when they enter that Fever Pitch. Sorry, I just like these noises. They're funny to me. Alright, let's go ahead and use Mud Slap. We do have Mud Slap now as an option. Let's go ahead and use Mud Slap on Skitty. Mud Slap will reduce the accuracy. I believe it has a 20% chance of reducing accuracy or something like that. And then as for Houndour, we'll go ahead and call Houndour. Houndour! Yeah, that's like a ridiculous amount. So honestly, if you do need to, always enter Fever Pitch. There's that accuracy lowering. Baltoy's about to go down, but we should be able to finish this out beforehand. Don't need Shadow Blitz on Dusclops. And Houndour now has Roar. I believe Roar will lower attack, if I'm not mistaken. Or it's either that, or it swaps out the Pokemon, a different Pokemon that you hit. So if I used for example, Roar on Skitty and they had a third Pokemon, then it would automatically swap that Pokemon with Skitty. I think that's what Roar does. There's a lot of Howling moves specifically that I do not remember. Oh, Duskull's not down yet. Unfortunately, I think that means unless you avoided Tail Whip, okay. Please don't hit Baltoy with Nightshade. Please hit Houndour. Oh, Foresight. Okay. Foresight basically just guarantees a hit. That's pretty much it. It's nothing. They actually could have taken out Baltoy if they did. So I think we'll go ahead and use Shadow Blitz on Skitty. Actually, I'm more afraid of Duskull. We'll go ahead and use Shadow Blitz on Duskull and then call Houndour. Houndour is already almost out of the Shadow state, which is excellent. Now, when Houndour does go down to 0, I think I will swap Houndour with a different Pokemon. I'm not going to go back to Agate Village quite yet. I kind of want to finish this entire spot before going back to Agate Village. So we'll go ahead and hold off on that, but it is nice that we were able to knock down this trainer. Like I said, that was actually kind of difficult. It was pretty difficult. It's the third area in this game where you fight something, but it does get really difficult really fast. So you're gonna kind of be put on your paces when you're in this place. Let's go ahead and use a Pokemon Healing Machine. All right, let's move on. I love this. I love the soundtrack to this game, dude. It's so funny. I think we need to go left. So this place is going to essentially be your maze. Moving on here. Hexy001's failure is going to send our plans right off the rails. I wish you finished up this research and get out from this dark underground warren. Wow, who are you? Where'd you come from? Take caught. With that, Houndour is ready to be purified, but again, we're not going to do that quite yet. We're going to wait until I'm done with this place. I'll go ahead and use Shadow Blitz on Corphish, and actually, I'm going to switch out Houndour and swap to Vaporeon, I think. And look at this. Water Absorb made Bubble useless. We finally got to utilize Water Absorb. Okay, you guys are doubling up on Baltoy, and I do not appreciate that. I forgot Clamp was a move. I think they removed that at some point. We'll go ahead and double tag this Clamp roll, try to get rid of that Clamp. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Zubat. Alright, well, Shadow Blitz, Corphish, and bite the Corphish. Bite the lobster. Nice. Lobster goes down. Supersonic. Oh, thank God. Missed that attack. Woo. Nice. Perfect. Why? What did I do to deserve this? This is bad news. I gotta go alert Lavrina about the security breach. Away he goes. Alright, let's swap Houndour here. We'll switch for Sphedel. And the door's locked. Okay. Use the ID card, so we can't go that way. How's our health looking, actually? We should probably heal. I'll just use an item. Oh yeah, also, let's check the PDA, why don't we? So, with this shadow monitor, it'll actually tell us the, Sorry. God, I'm dying. So the shadow monitor will actually tell us which Pokemon will be, or what their heart gauge currently is. So you have anything in the PC, it'll tell you its heart gauge or whichever one of the parties. So you don't constantly have to check. You can just check out here. And then the strategy memo is basically just your Pokedex of the game. Alright, I think we can go... Oh, yep. Houndour can now be purified. Awesome. This is a one-way door, so we can't go through there quite yet. But we can go down here. No running in the hall! Javion. Got Doduo and Talo. Alright, use Shadow Blitz on Doduo, and then we'll use Water Gun on Talo. Blech. When I was a kid, I actually used Sphedel in my playthrough when I was a kid. It was a really good Pokemon. I actually really liked using it. Mostly because of its funny animations. Because it goes... Nice. And down. Perfect. Oh, yeah? Well, I'll just run away. And she actually does. She literally just runs away. Let's go downstairs here. When are they finally going to get that guy to spill the beans about the purification research? Might be authority on purification, but he won't talk. Our work's not going to go anywhere. Wow, what are you doing there? Anorith and a Lily. Lilip is a rock grass type Pokemon, so it's going to be a little bit awkward to take out. And I also think it has Storm Drain or Water Absorb, one of the two. So you're not going to be able to actually use any water type moves on it. Oh, we have Psybeam from Baltoy. Psybeam is actually going to be one of the better moves we got here. And Mud Slap, which isn't a problem, but let's take out Anorith here. Mud Sport, which I think is, yeah, electricity powers is weakened, so reduce electricity's power. Ooh, critical hit. Nice. And Baltoy's in a fever pitch. No problem. You know what we do with that? We call to them. Nice. burst mode attack hurts Baltoy. Alright, let's go ahead and call Baltoy, and this fuel, we'll go ahead and use Water Gun on Anorith and take it down. Acid. And then we'll go ahead and use Side Beam again on the leap, and then we'll go ahead and use Mud Slap on the leap as well, just because. Nice. Alright, I think now is a good time to go back and heal up at the first floor. So I'm going to go ahead and go back there really quickly. Oh my gosh, that should be up. All I want to do is work on my research. Don't disturb me, please. So we're going to go ahead and go back up here and heal. And for the post video, I'll see you guys in a second. The chat and I will enjoy this long journey. All right, and we're back where we were. I think we're about to get into another fight here. I still have our guys at the main front, so... Oh, who's wandering around here? Swine Up and Choupette. Choupette. Very, very good ghost type Pokemon, at least in this game. Because you're not going to see a whole lot. Nightshade. Ooga booga booga. No. Everything is living by just a sliver. Bye-bye, Shabbat. I think, is this Spinarak a Shadow Pokemon? Yes, it is. I remember. Spinarak is going to be a Shadow Pokemon. One of the few Shadow Pokemon we'll be encountering in this area. And Baltoy entered a Fever Pitch, which means we'll get a use ready for purification after this battle. Spinarak is not a good Pokemon. Even in this game, I actually wouldn't really recommend it. It is a pure bug type, and I think it evolves into a bug poison type, if I'm not mistaken. But there are better poison types. Heck, the Gulpin is a better poison type, so I'd recommend that more than Spinarak here. Spinarak, again, is just not very useful. It's pretty frail, so I wouldn't really recommend it for anything. But I would obviously catch it for completion's sake. So if you're looking for completion, go for it. If you're not, I would still catch it anyway for that completion. Or if Arceus is your favorite Pokemon, go wild. I'm not here to tell you how to play the game. I'm just here to play it because I haven't played it in a long time. Let's go ahead and use Psybeat on Spinnerack, and then we'll go ahead and use Spiel's turn to chuck a ball at it. Grab that Pokebands. 1, 2, 3. Nice. I shouldn't have come out. Dude, I remember when I was a kid and some kid, yeah, Bounce cannot be purified. Some kid, when I was at summer school, because I did, or it was in summer school, it was like a summer camp thing, like a summer kids program, because my mom couldn't watch me because she had work. But basically, there was this kid that challenged me to race against the Elite Four, and I had like a level 98 Infernape by the time, and I was like, oh, you're on. It's like, I'll be able to take you out. He hacked his game so that he could catch the Pokemon from the Elite Four, and because the game doesn't know what to do when the Pokemon is caught, it just ends the battle. I was like so salty. I was like, dude, you're obviously cheating. He's like, no. I'm like, okay, whatever, dude. I also got really attached to this girl there, who I don't remember the name of, but oh, you. Please, Professor Crane, what are you talking about your purification study? I do so want to know. That'll let me power my XD001. I am so made it myself. Don't you think it'd be fabulous? You've got to be joking. I would never cooperate with people like you. Oh, but why? I so don't get it. Why would you refuse an offer so wonderful as this? I don't care how often you repeat yourself. I have no intention of helping your Shadow Pokemon plan. Artificially slamming shut the hearts of Pokemon, it's inexcusable. Put a stop to it immediately. Oh, you're so mean and close-minded. You wouldn't even try to understand how marvelous it is to have my XD001. Naps. Yes'm, Sister Loverita. This is also your fault. Professor Crane is oh so cross because you were so rude when you invited him here. You can't be serious. Listen to the man already. He's been saying all along he won't help our Shadow Pokemon plan. I can't hear you. That plan is perfect. XD001 conditioner is off by just a little tiny bit. Being off by just a little tiny bit is enough to make it drop a ship, and would you look at the uproar? Naps. It's so all your fault. What happened every tiny little bit, so you do something about it. Naps, was it? You have my sympathy. What a nightmare it is unless we have someone like her as your boss. You put a lid on it. When it comes right down to it, it's so all your fault. Come on, help us with XD001. First, we need to talk. I'll teach you why it's such a bad mistake to create Shadow Pokemon. So yeah, there's like... I don't know if I should be telling the story, but there is this time where I was like infatuated with this girl that, did you come here knowing this is Cypher's lab? It doesn't matter now. Since you're here, since you know that we're here, we're not about to let you go free. But I was like kind of infatuated with this girl. She was very friendly. I kind of got along with her really, really well. And then this kid kind of just shows up out of nowhere and literally just like hogs all of her attention. So I was just kind of there while they were talking to each other. I did not like that camp because I didn't have a single friend there, and I couldn't really make friends as easily as a kid as I could now. So I was just kind of like sitting in a corner by myself for like 80% of it. And obviously your parents are like, oh, is everything good at the summer camp thing? And I'm like, yeah, it's fine. And I don't want to tell them I didn't make any friends because it's embarrassing, but yeah, I was that kind of kid. I wasn't really that outgoing until like the end of middle school, I think, probably closer towards high school. I think is kind of when I got my personality down to what my current personality. So it kind of was an issue back then, but it wasn't all too terrible. Alright. Shadow Blitz Voltorb, and we'll Water Gun Big On. Water Gun Big On. Sun Boom. Sonic Boom, Sonic Boom. Rage. This field is taking a beating. Alright, Marie, we'll go ahead and use Shadow Blitz on Bagon. Feel, honestly, I think I'll switch you out. These two are ready for purification, so we can kind of use anyone we want. Let's swap out to Teddiursa. But yeah, that was not really that much of a fun summer to me. I wish I could have just stayed home, but it's whatever. Yeah, that's a lot. Nice. I think we're about to encounter another Shadow Pokemon here. Numel. Yes, Numel is the next Shadow Pokemon. In actually really good Pokemon for this adventure. If you ever want a fire type that isn't Houndour, and you want a ground type as well that isn't Claydol, then I'd highly recommend getting Numel, because Numel can learn Earthquake, and it is immune to a lot of electric type attacks. So, and if I'm not mistaken, it's actually very, it's pretty good because it doesn't, there aren't a whole lot of water type Pokemon in the Ori region. So I would definitely recommend it if you're looking for, you know, a good Pokemon to bring on your journey. I am not going to bring it because I think I'd rather have the speed of Houndour on my team. But Numel is never ever a bad choice if you're just looking for a Pokemon that fills in that fire type slot. Very good choice. Alright, we'll go ahead and use Mareep to take out the Bagon, and then Teddiursa's turn, we will go ahead and throw Le Pokeball onto Numel. Use a Sand Ball. One, two, three. Nice. Oh, come on. Literally right there. Calm down, please, and then leave quietly. Alright, how are we doing, my Pokemans? Ooh, Teddiursa did kind of a beating in that. I'm going to go ahead and go back and heal. And then when we come back, we'll go ahead and keep going through this lab. Alright, and we made it back to where we were with a team of fully healed Pokemon. Let me see. Yeah, Mareep's Field, that's perfect. Okay. Oh, I probably should have grabbed some. You know what? Give me 1 second. Let me go grab some Pokemon out of the PC. I should have done this when I was healing. God dang it. I didn't realize. Give me 1 second. Alright, let's go ahead and go into Pokemon storage here. We are going to be swapping out here. Oh, Gulpin also. Oh, yeah, Numel also has a charcoal. So if you need an item for your Pokemon, then there's some of the Pokemon in this game will have items. So just keep that in mind. We'll go ahead and swap out Houndour here for Gulpin. And then we'll go ahead and swap out Seedot with, there we go. Perfect. And now we can just easily swap out Spheal with Gulpin or Seedot there. Actually, I'm also going to, I think I'll swap out Spinarak for Teddiursa, because I'm not actually planning on using Teddiursa in this playthrough at all. So go ahead and place Teddiursa down. Alright, let's roll. Let me get back to where I was. I'm such a silly. Alright, and we're back here. Let me go ahead and go up here. Oh, and I'll show you the Pokemon that I decided on here in a second. If I go pause and I go into Pokedex here. So I swapped out Teddiursa. Whatever. I swapped out Teddiursa with Spinarak, and I swapped out Houndour and Baltoy with Gulpin and Seedot. I don't remember what's through here. Alright, through here we have kind of a checkpoint. We have another heal station here. And hold it. If you want to pop open that chest, you have to beat me first. Fine, it's a trap. Of course it's a trap. Got Abra and Machop. Okay. And this fuel should be good on purification. And Mareep knows Thunder Shock now. Go ahead and use that. And then Water Gun and Abra. So this one person should have. Ooh, Reflect. That's going to be difficult. It's going to be annoying. We should be able to get another Shadow Pokemon here. We're going to get. Like, when you fight Cypher Peons, you're going to be getting a ton of Shadow Pokemon, which is excellent, because you actually kind of get, that means you get your kind of pick of the litter here. Karate Chop. Oh, yeah, you're part Ice type. Well, it's fine, I can swap you out. Look how Abra just is like dumb little butt scooch. Go ahead and use that, and then Seal, I'll swap you out for. Let's swap you out for Seedot. Why don't we? Wow, that did a whole lot of nothing. Not the low kick. This really should not do any damage. Yeah. Alright, Mareep. We're gonna use Shadow Blitz again. C-Dot. You have Shadow Wave and Shadow Hold. I forgot. You don't really have a hold on. Oh, you know Ice Punch! Oh, thank God. Okay. Okay, I need you to, like, gone, like, now. Holy crap. I wasn't expecting them to know Ice Punch and Thunder Punch. Mama Chop. Why are you guys so tanky? I guess it's the more flag. But even still, you guys shouldn't be this tanky. Just Thunder Shock and then Shadow Wave. Oh my God. This Abra is actually really hard. Ah! This Abra is difficult. This is what I've been saying, dude. Like, the game actually does ramp up pretty quickly after the first, hour. Oh my God, Abra, you're still alive. Go focus energy, okay, get pumped or whatever, go. Reap, Thunder Shock, Gulpin, Shadow Blitz. Oh my God, you're doing so much damage. It's a good thing I didn't decide to bring Vaporeon out. That would have been a disaster. Get out of here, Abra. Goodness gracious me. Phoebus. Unfortunately, Phoebus is not a freaking Shadow Pokemon. That would have been nice to be able to use a Milotic, but oh well. Although we do have a Makuhita, which is going to be not a Shadow Pokemon. I thought it was a Shadow Pokemon. I guess I'm thinking of the previous game. Shadow Blitz Phoebus. I guess we'll double Shadow Blitz Phoebus. Oh, you know Light Screen. Of course you do. Luckily, I think the Shadow moves are a physical attack. If I remember correctly, I don't actually remember if the Shadow moves are physical or not. Or what the... You know what? This is one thing I'm going to look up, are the Shadow moves. Because that is something important that you deserve to know. Shadow Blitz. Okay, so Shadow moves can actually be physical or special depending on the move, which I think is different from what it usually is. Because, yeah, in Generation 3, which is what this game is based off of, the physical or special type was determined by its type and not the move. So, Thunder Punch, while it's still a punching move, it is considered a special move because it's an electric type move. So, that's what that is. Man, you were in a tough fight, dude. Give me my ether, which wasn't really that entirely worth it, to be honest. Alright. Alright. right, perfect. Let me go on a quick little break here. Let me go ahead and get some more water and go ahead and use the lake toilet, and I will be right back. All right, thank you for your patience. I am back. Let's get back to it. All right, and now, well, visit a tiny little intruder. Yeah, you're getting kind of bombarded pretty quickly in this game, but you can get through this entire dungeon in one playthrough, I promise. Like, when I was a kid, it took me, like, I don't know, 4 or 5 times. It was kind of ridiculous. I was not proud of that. Ooh, my neck hurts. All right. Sorry. Let's go ahead and call, and then you... Shadow Wave. Yeah. But look how fast you can start purifying these Pokemon. It is kind of insane. Nice. Good. Mareep now has the ability to use Thunder Wave. This is probably the one reason why you'd want to keep Mareep on your team. Same reason as you'd want to keep Jolteon on your team. Is if you're not going to use Jolteon, I'd highly recommend using Thunder Wave. Thunder Wave will cut the speed of a Pokemon down in half, but it will also make it, I believe, 1.5 times easier to catch. I don't remember the number off the top of my head, but it makes Pokemon significantly easier to catch. Fever Pitch again? That was quick. But yeah, like if you're not going to use Jolteon and you need to go on a catching spree, I'd highly recommend using Mareep, because Mareep you can use Thunder Wave. I again will not be using Mareep on my team, but that is something that you should be aware of. I don't think I personally need it, so I should be okay. Mareep's in reverse mode. We'll go ahead and call him. And then for Spheal, we'll go ahead and use Shadow Wave again just to get that Snorunt and Barboach down more. Shadow Wave. Nom, 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 nom. Nice. Great. There's nothing cute about you, brat. And with that, Spheal can now be purified. Let's go ahead and swap out our Pokemon here. We'll swap out Spheal for Gulpin. Actually, we'll swap out Spheal for Seedot. Why don't we? Yeah, let's leave it like that. Let's go ahead and go down here. And I think if we go to the left... Have you heard? Prototype XD001's final adjustments behind schedule at headquarters. If they can get Crane to give up details about his purification study, all XD001 problems have been solved in one fell swoop. I think so too, but he sounds quite obstinate and tight-lipped about the whole thing. I've heard Lavrina's getting incensed over this. What? A kid in the lab? Hold still so we can catch you, kid. I am so sorry. Oh my goodness. My microphone just fell off the thing. Let me fix this. Give me 1 second. Okay, I apologize for that. My microphone literally just fell off the hinge, but there's no damage to it. It's good. So let's go ahead and continue. We have a Swablu and a Wynot on the other team. Go ahead and use Shadow Blitz on the Swablu, and then C-Dot, we'll go ahead and use Shadow Wave. Safeguard, so no paralysis for us. Yeah, I actually probably should swap C-Dot out. Maybe not. We should be okay. We got Corsola Core. Oh lord, that is gonna hurt. Oh god. Alright, C-Dot, I'm swapping you out. I'm swapping out for Gulpin. Shadow, why not have Shadow Tag? I forgot! Oh, god damn it. I didn't think it would have Shadow Tag, but it's a why not, so why wouldn't have Shadow Tag? Ah. I'm a dum-dum. Oh, bye, C-Dot. Okay, now I can send in Gulpin. Oh no. Well, I mean, it's not like the end of the world, but I mean, still, like, that just, I was not prepared for that. I'm gonna make some tea tonight. I haven't had tea, some hot tea. I've been having some throat issues. What do you know what I'm doing? Oh god! Okay, you need to get out of here, my guy. Please. Get out of here. Just get out of here. Get out of here, bro. No one wants you. This is my party and you're ruining it. God. That was so annoying. Beaten by a kid? Yeah, you know who else got beaten by a kid? I'm busy. I'll let you go today, so go home without any fuss, okay? I'm not good at battling, but now's not the time to be telling you that, as he just tells me that. Coffee. Dust Toxin Winkle. Okay. I probably should swap C-Dot out. Oh, we have Spinner. Oh, yeah, C-Dot Stamp. Sorry, C-Dot. Oh, Mareep's actually really low, too. Oh, my God. See, this is what I mean by, like, the difficulty actually will ramp up. Please don't hit Mareep. Okay, that's not that much better, but at least it did hit Mareep. Like, the difficulty ramps up, especially if you're trying to purify stuff. It's not gonna go easy on you. Pineco. Another Pineco. Dust Hawk is a bug flying type, so Mareep should be able to take it down without any too much difficulties. As for Pineco, I think I'm actually going to swap into Gulpin. Actually, I'll swap into Vaporeon. I think that's an okay idea. I have Bite, so it shouldn't be that dangerous, but we'll see. No, my Mareep. Please take down the Dustox. Please one-shot the Dustox. I'm praying. Oh, God damn it. And you're on a fever pitch. This is... Oh, please tackle me, Vaporeon. No, Mama Reeb. So when your Pokemon is knocked down into fever pitch, it actually will still be in the fever pitch when it gets revived. So just be... Actually, I think it gets out of that fever pitch, if I'm not mistaken. Gulpin, let's see what you got, I guess. This Dustox is actually a major threat. Can we get a new move? No, not at all. Okay, we'll Shadow Blitz this Dustox, and then we'll just get rid of this Dustox for now. I know Gulpin's pretty slow. Oh, you have confusion. Wait. Okay, thank you. Thank you for hitting Vaporeon. The one that I'm more prepared for if they get confused. Okay, get out of here, Dustox. Will Fish. Tackle. Okay, that guy. Shadow Blitz Shadow Blitz Quillfish, and Bite the Pinecone. Bite the Pinecone. A critical. Ugh. You're doing so much damage to me. I need you guys to stop, please. Okay, thank goodness. Okay, that's better than nothing. Super effective, but that's okay. Yes, flinch. Thank goodness you have a flinch chance. Bite the Quillfish. Tackle. 2 criticals in a row? Bro. Come on, man. Spinner, go. Because Fuel would not be useful whatsoever. Just gonna throw that out there. Please don't hit yourself. Oh my god. Okay. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Do not hit the Spinner though. 3 criticals in a row? Homie, chill. Goodness gracious. I didn't do any. What did I do to deserve this? That's 4 criticals in a row. What? Do you have the, like, something that boosts your critical hit ratio? What? Do you have the hatred for children to boost your critical hit? Oh, please. Oh, my goodness. Okay. Spinarak, please get rid of this Pineco, Vaporeon, Bite the Quillfish. Oh. No more criticals, I'm begging you. Okay. Thank God. Oh, thank God. Okay. Vaporeon, please. Please at least take out the Pinecone. I'm begging you. Okay. Okay. Thank God. Vaporeon's almost level 17. You can stop being confused now. Oh, please tackle the... Vaporeon. Please get out of this. Please step out of confusion. Come on. Why? And this Quillfish is not... I think this Quillfish is just guaranteed faster. Yeah, please hit Spinnerack with that poison sting. No. Dude, these two scientists are menace. Come on. Look, I know we have the heal station super nearby, but I really wanted to take out these guys without switching a whole lot, and it has proven to be very difficult. Surprise, surprise. Okay, just die. Just get out of here, please. Oh, it's a little too late for Harden, don't you think? Get out of here. Ugh. Nope, I'm just no good at battling. You're pretty good at battling, you dingus. I'll pretend I never saw that. You scram already. Alright, Mareep can be purified. We got one great ball. Awesome. Alright, let's go back. Let's go, yeah, let's go through here. I don't remember what's through that elevator, but I'm going to heal first before doing anything else. Please heal. I would at least like to be done with this area before calling stream, so... Did I collect that? I didn't. I don't remember what's through this door. We'll leave Mareep in... Mareep can be purified, so let's swap Mareep for Spinnerack. Collect this. Super potions. And... I don't think... There's no place for a child to be sightseeing. I know you have something up... Well, you might have... Morbid! Spoink and low tag. C-Dot here will learn a new move, and Spinnerack will too. Spinnerack will learn Signal Beam, a pretty decent bug-type move, actually, and then C-Dot will learn Bullet Seed, a pretty good grass-type move. Let's go ahead and use both of these and see how we do. That did a lot of damage. I didn't do a lot, but the Signal Beam should do quite a bit. I like Signal Beam's animation in this game. It just like splits into four and just goes. Staryu, are you a shadow Pokemon? No, you're not. Okay. Let's go ahead and Signal Beam Lotad, and then Bullet Seed the Staryu. The joke's on you. I'm using a grass type, which is going to be a ranged attack. Me. Wow. Yeah, it's actually doing a good amount. 3 times again? Okay. Here it comes. Nice. And then Spinnerack, we'll just use that and do that. Not the Rapid Spin. Luckily, this is before Generation 8, where they gave Rapid Spin a buff. Because I think in Generation 8 and onwards, it increases your speed by 1 stage too, so... There's no place for battles, too. Letting in a child like this unchallenged? What's wrong with cybersecurity? I'm just that good. I don't think there's anything up here. I think it's just extra experience, so that's fine, though. I'm always down for extra experience. I'm gonna go heal. Actually, I'm just gonna use an item. Item's fine. Use potion on Spinnerack, and that should be good. Alright, let's go ahead and go through this elevator, because I don't remember what's through this one. Where do you think you're going? Stop that scurrying around. Carbowl. Carvana and Magnemite. Is Carvana a shadow Pokemon? One of these guys has to have a shadow Pokemon. I know we're coming up on one soon. That isn't part of the Naps's guy or whatever. Yes! I knew we had to come up with one. And I knew it was Carvana. Carvana is going to be a water dark type Pokemon. So if you don't have Vaporeon, or if you're not planning on using, I probably shouldn't use that on close to him. If you're not planning on using Vaporeon, or if you're not planning on using any other water type, Carvana is pretty good. However, because it's primarily a physical attacker, last time I remember, it doesn't get access to moves to utilize it very well. So I think you're better off on using someone like Vaporeon. It's just unfortunate case with the type determining if it's a physical move or a special move, rather than the type of move that determines if it's physical or special. Let's hope that this doesn't knock it out in one hit. Alright, that's not a big deal. When Shadow Pokemon specifically get knocked out, you will have a chance to catch them again. Not anytime soon, but you will be able to catch them again at some point, eventually. I didn't think Spinnerack would do that much damage at level 14, but I guess having a super effective, it still does quite a bit. Give it a thunder shock. I was going on such a good streak of not knocking them out too, but oh well. Signal Beam is actually really powerful. Not log on, it's gonna shoot me down. Go right ahead. Feel free to wander and look around. Alright, unfortunately, yes, we were unable to get that Shadow Carvana. However, if you didn't notice, when we finished the battle, it should have said Carvana fled somewhere. Let me double check because I actually wasn't paying attention. Yeah, it said Carvana fled somewhere. What that means is you will have another chance at catching the Pokemon. That chance won't show up for a while, but you will have another chance. So don't bang yourself up too much if you don't catch anything, or if you don't catch it right away. Let's see. I should probably heal a little bit. And I think if we go this way... Little boy, what are you up to? You shouldn't get into mischief when you're visiting someone else's places. Nopia! Nopia! Got Jigglypuff! And a Chimeco. Alright, let's see. Let's go ahead and fight. We'll use Signal Beam on Jigglypuff, C-Dot. We'll use Shadow Wave. Safeguard, nice. Alright, Signal Beam, Chimeco, and Shadow Wave again. Not Wrap! Dunsparce. Nice, nice. Alright, let's see. Shadow Blitz on Dunsparce, and then we'll use Bullets here on Chimeco. Yawn. Not too bad. See, not flinch. That's fine. That did a lot of damage, dude. What the heck? Alright, fine, Gulpin, get out there. Diarrhea! Do we see Gulpin's next move? I don't think we did. Let's see Gulpin's next move, why don't we? Signal Beam. Okay. Get out of here, Chimeco. Sludge! Sludge is alright. It's not like the best move or anything. Excuse me. Sludge isn't really the best move or anything. But it is pretty decent for an early poison type move, if you do need a poison type move. Shadow Blitz. This should knock out Chimeco. Thank goodness. Wasn't made a liar. And then you Signal Beam, and then Sludge again. Oh, guys, come on. You're like this close every single time. Thank you. I appreciate you doing your job. Didn't someone raise you properly? How could you come in and make a mess of our place? Okay. I don't remember if there's anybody in this room or not. I'm gonna bring Gulpin to the front. Oh my god. And I'm gonna use a paralyzer full heal. I only have the one. Alright. I'd rather not use the one yet. I'll just swap out Spin Around for Mareep. I don't think we have to fight anybody else in this room, but I'm just trying to be careful. Oh, full heal. I could have used the one and replaced it. That's fine. Nothing down here. Alright, let's go. Let's go back. And go down and back around so he can heal. Give me 1 second. Alright, while I was walking away, I wasn't fully paying attention, and I guess I just haven't gone this way yet. We got Ninkata! Probably one of my favorite Pokemon names to sound. We got Natsu and Ninkata. I'll go and use Thin Shock on Natsu, and Gulpin, you'll use Sludge and Ninkata. Use the pits on the creep. How, bruh? You guys are just barely not doing it on team. It's just kind of making me angry. Sand attack. Alright, Thunder Shock and Ninkata, will you Shadow Blitz on Natsu? Leer, okay, that's fine. Bright, you're a ground type. You're a ground bug type, if I remember correctly. What an annoying Pokemon. Whalmer. It sucked up the liquid ooze. Use Thunder Shock on Whalmer, Gulpin just use Saddle Blitz on Ninkata. Well. Super effective. Nice. Shock again, and then Shadow Blitz. I'm just gonna spam Shadow Blitz on this dude. Get out of here. And get out of here. Okay. I thought. Luckily, this is pre-nerf Sleech Life, or pre-buff, I don't remember. Shadow Bull, Blitz, double Shadow Blitz, why not? Let's go. Please knock it out. Thank you. And a critical hit, even better. How dare you? I mean, really. Alright, let's go ahead and use a potion here, because Mareep actually did kind of take a beating. There we go. So what's this way? What is this? Oh, an ether. That's actually kind of useful. I don't regret that. Okay, I'll see you back where we were. Okay, and we are back where we're supposed to be, I believe. If we go into here... Phew, I never thought Cypher's big man would deign to show up here in person. I saw him real flesh and blood, and he's menacing. The sight of him gives me shivers. Master Grieville is supposedly making a personal tour of all Cypher facilities. I think he wants to confirm that everything is fine so he can proceed with his plan without ending up a fiasco like last time. What? Who are you, you suspicious intruder? How long were you there? You might just be a kid, but we can't let you walk out. Klotz. I forgot to switch out Mareep. That's okay. We can just swap. Alright, Mareep. We'll go ahead and have you use Thunder Shock on Snubble, and then Gulpin will actually swap you out for Spinnerack. Spinnerack's actually been kind of useful, but I'm still probably not going to use it. I think I still opted for Houndour. I'm not going to lie. But we will get to see Spinnerack's next move here. Nice, critical hit. And paralysis. Charm, which will lower attack, I think. Spinnerack knows Nightshade now. Nightshade is actually a really, really good move. If you're looking for a ghost type move, that's a good one. Good early one. It's not Shadow Ball or anything, but it's still really good. Shroomish. I think you're a Shadow Pokemon? You are! If you're looking for a really good grass type, I'd highly recommend Shroomish. In fact, I might actually use Shroomish. I remember using Shroomish quite a little bit back when I was a kid, and I remember really liking it. And also, if you need an effective Spore user, Shroomish is your guy. So I think I will probably try to use Shroomish at least a little bit here. And luckily, we do have our little girl, little guy, Mareep. So we can use Thunder Wave on Shroomish, and then Spinnerack, we'll go ahead and use Nightshade on Kecleon, since I can now hit it with Ghost type moves. Changes its color to Ghost type. And is paralyzed. Let's go ahead and throw a couple of balls at the Shroomish here. Let's see. Pokemon. No, not Pokemon. We'll go ahead and use item. And use a Pokeball on the Shroomish. I know it's at full health, but hey, why not? Why not? We'll go ahead and use Single Beam on Kecleon. That's okay. Not very effective. Ooh, 25% chance to move. Let's go. And Spinnerack's in a fever pitch. Let's go ahead and use Thunder Shock on Shroomish. Do a little bit of chip damage here. Thunder Shock, Shroomish, and then Spinarak will actually use it to call. Spinarak! Nice. What, knock yourself out? Ah, no. That's fine, I guess. Let's go ahead and just spam Shroomish with Thunder Shock here, and then Keklan, just get out of here. Nice, Keklan goes down. Sure, fine, whatever you want, Spinarak. Yeah, we'll go ahead and hit you with a Thunder Shock one more time, and then call Spinarak, and then we'll start throwing some more balls. And which means that Spinarak should be almost done with the purification, which means I can swap you out for someone else if I really wanted to. Because we're actually back at the beginning, so we can just go up instead of going back to the 1 kill spot earlier. Alright, let's start throwing some balls. Another Pokeball, please. On the Shroomish. One, two, three. Nice. Shroomish was caught. Are you really a kid? You maybe come to rescue Crane? Don't bother trying. You don't know how scary Laverna can be. She's in charge here. She looks all cute and all, but she's nothing short of terrifying. Get out of here while you still can. It's for your own good. And then this guy's just like, yeah, I am only a researcher here. I don't do battles. Yeah. So now we have an ID card, which means that we can... This is a one-way. So once you go through here, you won't be able to go back. Which is fine with us, because if we go up here, we can go ahead and heal our Pokemon and get some new Pokemon out of the machine. Let's see. Pokemon storage. I think, yeah, we'll go ahead and move Mareep in here, and then we'll go ahead and move Spheal as well. You box operations? Nah. Alright, we're almost done with this place, I promise. Let's go ahead and go back down here, and I think we need to go to the left. I think it's here. Yeah, we use the ID card and we go up here. Go through here. I don't think there's anything down here to take note of. No, there's not. Before we go up, let's see. Let's make sure, yeah, Gulpin and Spinarak at the front of the party. You understand, don't you? It's wrong to turn ordinary Pokemon into Shadow Pokemon against their own will. Please, won't you help us stop this Shadow Pokemon plan? Join us and help save Pokemon. Professor Crane, I understand what you're trying to say, but I can't help you. Whoa, you! Aren't you the kid I saw at Pokemon HQ lab that time? M-Dog? Is that really you, M-Dog? Are you trying to tell me that you came here by your lonesome to rescue Professor Crane? It's too bad. I'm still a member of Cypher. I can't very well leave you folks go now, can I? As for you, you snagged my Tederace from me that time. I'll give you this. You got guts to come here alone, but I'll fix you good, so good you'll never get out again. You got naps. With a Murkrow. And a Rhyhorn. This is actually kind of a significant upgrade, because Rhyhorn can hit pretty hard. You just gotta be really careful with it. Alright, level 18. We'll go ahead and use Shadow Blitz on Murkrow. Spinarak, honestly, I think I'm just going to switch you out. As much as I want to use the new guys, I think I'm going to switch out to Vaporeon so I have better coverage. Got Pursuit. I never can remember what Pursuit does, honestly. I always forget, because Pursuit's just one of those moves that I kind of get rid of immediately, so I don't really have a recollection of using it that often. Fever Pitch, okay. One attack. So go ahead and call Gulpin. Vaporeon, use Water Gun, and Rhyhorn. Cool. Nice. Man, no one likes my Vaporeon, huh? Quad weak. Get out of here. Okay, get to level 17. Excellent. Slack off. Let's see. Let's use... Ooh, Toxic. So Toxic is a move not very useful in doubles a whole lot, but pretty useful if you're going for like Salt Tactics and whatnot. Toxic will give the condition Badly Poison, which basically does incremental damage per turn. So I think it starts with an 8th, and it goes to, or 16th, and an 8th, and a quarter, so on and so forth. I think it takes 8 turns for it to take full effect to knock you out from a full health to 0. But I don't remember the specifics of it, so don't quote me on that. Yeah, Beldum. Man, these guys really don't like Vaporeon. Let's go ahead and swap not Gulpin here. Oh, Beldum actually has my favorite animation, like, in this entire game, by the way. Hold on, let me hit him. Let's swap out Vaporeon for Numel. Watch. It's so funny. Like, Beldum just goes psychotic. I don't know why they animated it like that. But they're like, yeah, let's make it go psychotic. Ooh, that hurt. Suck out this whole thing around. Alright, Gulpin. Honestly, let's use Toxic on Slack off so I don't have to worry about it. And then we'll use Shadow Blitz. Zero. Gulpin has fainted. Let's go ahead and send out... let's send out Vaporeon, why not? Tick down. Oh wait, that's gonna hurt. Hopefully it doesn't... Okay. Use Bite on Slack Off, and then use Shadow Burst on them all. Slack Off is going to be loafing around this turn. Beldum goes down. No more. And then we can just spam until he goes down. You're good, punk. Professor Crane, you folks don't have the foggiest notion about how big a scary cipher is. It's not smart to resist. You go on about the poor abused Pokemon and all, but you should think about your own selves. That's my advice. M-Dog, did you really come here by yourself? That's amazing. But it's dangerous here. We better get out right away. My worst fears has turned out to be true about Cypher. They weren't wiped out. It's just one of their bases. But the details can wait. Things can get complicated if they return. Let's get out of here, quick. And, Spinner can now be purified. Awesome. We got one Leaf Stone, which can be used to evolve Gloom into Vile Gloom, I believe. Let's go ahead and switch out Gulpin for C-Dot and Numble. I don't remember if I have another chance to heal. I should be okay. Actually, now that I think about it, no. I'm gonna want to use some items here. Okay. Yeah, I was right. I remember. Oh, hey you see Crane out? Lavrina, this child here, he is the intruder. Oh, wait, I so not have heard about anyone leaving anywhere. Professor Crane is going to be, very busy, so very busy, so please be a nice boy and don't disturb us. We're going back to the HQ lab. Stand aside, please. Going back? Seriously? You are so joking. This so happens to be where you work from now on. After all, we so need this to keep working on your studies. You are so, like, the key to our plan. XD001, the ultimate shadow Pokemon that can never be purified. Stop that nonsense. Do you truly think I would help you with something that horrible? Humph! Oh, that Naps. He so must have made a boo-boo again. I so do have to punish him lots. Little boy, maybe you can convince Professor Crane. You should tell him to study at RXZ001. You see, our plan is to make shadow Pokemon that can never ever be purified. XZ001 is only our first prototype. So when we work out the problems, we can make combat units with XD00 XD series Pokemon. Wouldn't that be just peachy? But we so need the professor's cooperation for our plan. So please, sweetie, can you please ask him nicely to help you? No. Oh, how nasty, you silly boy. You so won't help me with XE001 either. Oh, you'll be sorry now. But you will so understand. A little hurt is so persuasive. That face. This motherfucker. I hate Lavrina. Oh my god, this is like the first major hurdle in this game. I kid you not. Lavrina is the strongest trainer in this part of the game, and it's very, very difficult to get past. You can see that she has level 20 Pokemon. She has a Love Disc and Beautifly. Love Disc, I think, knows Hydro Pump, and Beautifly, I think, either knows Sleep Powder or Confuse Ray, one of the two. And she will utilize that. I'm not kidding. This love disc is a challenge. I swear to you, I'm being 100% honest in saying it took me several tries as a kid just to take out Lovrina, and I am not confident that I will be able to take her out this time around either, just because she's that challenging. Yes, I made that call perfectly, so we use Water Absorb. And we use Gush. She's going to use that on C-Dot, but C-Dot should be able to live this pretty easily. Okay. Whew. And then with the Bullet Seed, we should be able to do at least a good amount of chip damage here. Only 2 times. C-Dot, you're disappointing me, man. Come on, dude. Okay. We're going to use Bullet Seed again. Vaporeon, we'll go ahead and use Bite on that Beautifly. We should be a little bit faster than the Beautifly here. Unfortunately, I think with that, C-Dot barely survives, but I think C-Dot is going to go down because Beautifly is going to be faster than C-Dot. Unless we can one-shot this Beautifly, which I highly doubt we can, yeah, it's going to go down. So unfortunately, C-Dot goes down. Alright, next up, we'll go ahead and do, let's use, I don't really have a good answer. Let's go ahead and use Gulpin, because that is going to be one that isn't super weak here. Gulpin also knows Toxic, which isn't going to be a terrible idea. We'll go ahead and use Sludge on Beautifly here, and then we'll go ahead and use Bite on Luvdisc. Luvdisc is the fastest Pokemon that you have ever encountered here so far, so you do have to be very, very careful. I would honestly recommend hitting Luvdisc first just to knock it out. This is like the only time in existence where you can say Luvdisc is actually a threat, because early game Luvdisc can be very, very dangerous because it really just outspeeds anything. Same with this Beautifly. This Beautifly is a menace. So here we can get Sludge Beautifly, critical hit, nice. If I can get a poison, that'd be great. No, that's okay. We'll go ahead and use Shadow Blitz, and let's double target this Luvdisc to make sure it actually goes down. Tackle on Vaporeon, that's not going to do a whole lot because Vaporeon has a high HP pool and some good defensive stats. We'll go ahead and use Bite. Luvdisc goes into yellow, and then hopefully with the Shadow Blitz it'll at least go into red. Beautifly is going to use Gust here, probably on Gold. No, on Vaporeon. That is still going to do a good amount of damage to Vaporeon, but not enough to get me concerned. Use Shadow Blitz, and just barely knocking out Luvdisc every single time, dude. Every time. Okay, we'll go ahead and use Sludge on Beautifly, and then we'll go ahead and use Bite on Luvdisc. Unfortunately, this isn't going to take Luvdisc down this turn, so I am going to take a little bit of damage, but we will be able to knock down Luvdisc immediately after. Oh, you're faster than me. Okay, I think Vaporeon and Beautifly here are speed tied, it looks like. Looks like I just lost that 50-50 2 times in a row. Or I won that 50-50 2 times in a row. Alright, Luvdisc goes down. I think Luvdisc is actually the strongest member of her team, if I'm not mistaken. So that's good. We have Roselia coming out, so I'm going to be switching out Vaporeon after this one. And we have Sludge. Okay, and hopefully this takes out Beautifly. Yes, awesome. Okay, perfect. Vaporeon grows to level 18. And we have Delcatty. This Delcatty can be a beast if you're not careful. Delcatty is going to be a shadow Pokemon as well. So if you are feeling threatened and you do have to knock out this Delcatty, again, do what you have to, because this Delcatty is very dangerous. So I would not blame you if you try to knock it out. I'm going to go ahead and use... Roselia is part poison, I think. I'm going to go ahead and use Toxic on Delcatty just so I can get some chip damage in. And I think I'm going to go ahead and send in Spinarak so I can handle that Roselia pretty quickly. And so Vaporeon doesn't go down. So we're going to go ahead and send out Spinarak. We use Shadow Rush here. Shadow Rush, I believe, is going to do some recoil damage to itself, if I'm not mistaken. No, it doesn't. I think Shadow Rush might be a priority Shadow move, if I'm not mistaken. Or it could just be a more dangerous Shadow Blitz. One of the two. So We'll go ahead and use Toxic on Delcatty so we can get some chip damage in, and so that I don't really have to worry about this Delcatty, and also I can catch it a little bit easier. So we're going to double up on this Rosalia here, just so Delcatty is the only one on the screen. So we'll go ahead and use Shadow Blitz, and we'll go ahead and use Signal Beam on Rosalia as well. And hope that Gulpin and Spinner can live through this. Okay. We got Pin Missile here. As if you target either of them, it shouldn't do a whole lot. Yeah, it's only doing one damage per hit. So even if it does 5, yeah, it's only going to do 5 damage max, which is good. We'll use Shadow Blitz into Rosalia here. Not quite knocking her out. I like Rosalia's animation here. And Gulpin enters a Fever Pitch, unfortunately. In Spinnerack, we got Signal Beam. Hopefully this will knock out the Rosalia. Yes, okay, cool. Okay, now all we have to do is focus on Delcatty. I think I'm going to do a little bit more chip damage, and then I'm going to try to capture this Delcatty. But first, we're going to go ahead and call Gulpin so that it's out of reverse mode here. Call Gulpin, and then I will use Shadow Blitz because it's not very effective. And Gulpin should be good to be purified after this fight as well. Unfortunately, with Gulpin just barely manages to hang on. That's actually really, really good. I think with that, I'm going to swap Gulpin out just so that we're not taking excessive amounts of damage. Plus, I can also take out, or we can reduce the gauge on one of these Pokemon because we haven't done that yet. We'll go ahead and swap over to Numel, and then for Spinnerack, we'll go ahead and try to start throwing Pokeballs and capturing it. I think, actually, I'm going to use the Great Ball here. Delcatty can be a menace, and if you're not careful and you don't end this fight as soon as possible, then it would be best for you to just try to catch Delcatty whenever you can. 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank goodness. Okay, that's Lavrina down. What on earth? How could you be so strong? Yeah, get out of here, Pink Hatsune Miku. Yeah, the Delcatty and that Love Disc caused me so many issues when I was a kid. Oh, I so hate to say this, little boy. I can't, excuse me. I can't beat you right now. Master Grieve will be so cross with me, but that's okay. I'll let you owe me this one time, but you have to promise that you'll think about my plan next time. If you see XC001, I'm sure you'll so want to help me. I'll so be waiting for you. Lavrina! M-Dog, you have grown tough, haven't you? In fact, I'm amazed at how much stronger you've grown in this short a time. I guess we'll be relying on you even more from now on, M-Dog. Now that we know Cypher is back, we need to move quickly. We have to come up with ways of stopping them. This time, let's really head back to the HQ lab. And with that, Gulpin cannot be purified. And we got a data ROM. Here, may I see that? This may be something important. We'll take it back and analyze it. And with that, we actually beat the entirety of the Cypher Lab all in one stream, thank goodness. Thanks to you, M-Dog, I was able to return safe and sound. Sincerely, thank you. Though it was a horrible ordeal, I learned a few things while I was in the Desert Lab. First and foremost, Cypher hasn't disappeared. The fact that they're still around is alarming. Worse, they're making more Shadow Pokemon again. And worst of all, they're trying to create the ultimate Shadow Pokemon, one that's impossible to purify. Cypher must be plotting world domination using Shadow Pokemon as their weapons again. To counter Cypher's new Shadow Pokemon conspiracy, Director, Lily, we did it! The Purified Chamber is finally complete! Oh my! Oh, what a fantastic timing! It's finally finished! Lily, thank you. Thanks for pulling everyone together so capably in my absence. Okay, let's not waste any time. Let's all go have a look at the Purified Chamber. Let's! Alright. We will do that. Wow, Dog, I heard. You've done amazing things. You're putting even grown-ups to shame. I might become a fan. If I'm ever kidnapped, promise me that she'll come save me. Yeah, let's hope not. Alright. We do have plenty of Pokemon that we can purify here, so... Take a good look, M-Dog. This is a Purify Chamber. M-Dog, your father and I designed it 5 years ago when we were motivated by the Shadow Incident. If evildoers were to create Shadow Pokemon again, we wanted to be able to save them ourselves. M-Dog, your father believed this passionately. To honor your father's wish, I put together a Pokemon HQ lab. M-Dog, if your father were here, I'm sure he'd be delighted. While I was gone, everyone seems to have rallied around Lily and made things happen. Okay, M-Dog, we'll have you lead the way. This glorious history of the Purify Chamber, to begin with, will be yours. Blah, blah, blah. But first, if you'd be so kind as briefly explain how the Purify Chamber works. Certainly. Okay, M-Dog, listen closely. The Purify Chamber is a facility in which Shadow Pokemon undergo purification through contact with regular Pokemon. Purification is conducted on what we call a set. This is where a Shadow Pokemon comes into contact with regular Pokemon. In the center of a set, one Shadow Pokemon is placed. Up to 4 regular Pokemon can be placed around the Shadow Pokemon. We have 9 of those sets here. That means we can efficiently purify up to 9 Shadow Pokemon at the same time. There is one thing you need to be careful about. Purification won't proceed if you place only a single Shadow Pokemon on a set. Purification can only happen if there's at least 1 regular Pokemon in a set with Shadow Pokemon. The number of regular Pokemon placed with the Shadow Pokemon and their compatibility are key points. First, the number of regular Pokemon. The more regular Pokemon you place with the Shadow Pokemon, the quicker purification is. Next, the compatibility of Pokemon. Compatibility depends on the Pokemon. Compatibility depends on the types of Pokemon involved and the directions they face. By adjusting these factors, you're likely to see difference in purification speeds. If you need details, I'll be happy to explain the set. But right now, I'd like you to check the sets out. The Purify Chamber status is on standby. System status is good to go. Step onto that circular plate. A holographic image of the Pokemon will evolve and purification will appear. Well, we'll see if there's actually a Pokemon in sets. When you're checking the hologram, you can zoom to individual sets. Any selected set, you can configure things as you see fit. A control panel will appear for you to pick the Pokemon. Okay. There's a lot going on here. I'll explain it really fast. Okay, so all you have to do is click A on this little thing. You'll be brought into this really cool area, or really cool UI. So what they basically are saying is that basically what you're going to want to do... Okay, we should have a Shadow Pokemon. Okay, we got plenty, actually. So, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take a Pokemon. Let's take Seedot here, for example. And you're going to want to place it in the middle here. So you're going to want to place this here. And notice how it says that this is a Grass-type Pokemon. So, basically what you're doing is you're going to want to put your already purified Pokemon around the set as well. Now, when you have a Pokemon that is regularly effective to this Pokemon, then that flow state is going to be at 1 bar. Like, let's say we move this Teddiursa with Vaporeon here. So if we do it in this direction, I hope this is making sense, God. But if we place it here, then the Grass-type Pokemon is super effective against the Water-type Pokemon. So the tempo here is going to be really, really high. And then if I were to have another Grass-type or another Water-type, or excuse me, or like a Ground-type, and I put it down, like if I had Baltoy purified, then I would want to put him down. But basically, the more Pokemon you have, the more Pokemon that you have here, the better the flow is going to be, the better the tempo is going to be. If this Pokemon is super effective against this Pokemon, and this Pokemon is super effective against this Pokemon, then that flow will be even greater, which means purification will be faster. So this is going to be a way to mass purify Pokemon. Like, this is going to be the best way to mass purify Pokemon, which is great. And if you do want to do a purification ceremony here, you absolutely can. In fact, let me go ahead and take this Seedot out. Oops. Crap. Also, you get to hear this funky music. Well, let me go ahead and take this Seedot out real quickly. And you can also rotate it, but you can't... so you can rotate which way the flow is going. But it's not really necessary. So let me move Seedot to where Houndour is. And then if we place it in the middle here, we can actually go back. There's a Pokemon that's right open his heart. And if we go to this one, you can actually purify it directly in here. So now we'll actually be able to use Houndour now. Houndour, open the door to his heart. Houndour, regain the move, Feint Attack. Houndour, regain the move, Charm. Houndour, regain 1,000 experience. Houndour, Tomb to Ribbon. We will not give a nickname to the Houndour quite yet. And then it'll automatically transfer the Houndour to the PC storage system. How did you find the Purify Chamber? Using the system is possible to purify many Shadow Pokemon at the same time. Oh, and you also can access the Purify Chamber from any PC, so be sure to try that feature. Now the issue is how Shadow Pokemon should be recovered from Cypher. It looks like as if you'll have to get busy with some more with the Snag Machine now, dog. Which is fine. So we can go ahead and go back in here, and I can actually show this a lot better now. Let's go ahead and edit. So if we take C-Dot here, and we move it to the center here, we'll rotate the direction that the C-Dot's line is facing, so the flow is high. So let's go ahead and swap Teddiursa out with the Houndour that we just purified. So if we put Houndour here, you can see the flow is going to be a lot higher, actually. So with the flow being a lot higher, that means C-Dot will be able to be purified faster. And then I can actually do one more here. Let's go ahead and purify Baltoy. Actually, here, we can... Oh, crap. Oh, that's fine. Oh, okay, we can go purify here. Rock Tomb. Refresh. And level up. Nice. The ribbon. I did not mean to press that button. Yes. Baltoy be transferred to PC. Alright. And then if we go back in, I hate that it kicks you out every single time, but that's fine. Let me go ahead and just mass put some Pokemon in real quickly here. Just so we can do more than one. And then let me move C-Dot over here. And then if I take Baltoy here and put it here, as you can see, the flow state is going to be even higher. And actually, since my Mareep is done, let me go ahead and move Mareep over to Purify Chamber 3. And then I should have Teddiursa available. I don't. Where did I put Teddiursa? Oh, Teddiursa's here. Okay, well that's fine. Let me go ahead and purify so I can free up Teddiursa. As you can see, this is actually a really efficient way to change a bunch of Pokemon's hearts, or purify a bunch of Pokemon's hearts. So I will be utilizing this pretty much all the time, especially off-screen, just to get more Pokemon. Aurora Beam, which is, I think, one of the better ice types, moves that you're going to learn for a while, unfortunately. 19. Wants to learn Body Slam. Sure, I'm not going to use you, but I'll put that over Mudslap, because Mudslap is bad. Alright. See, I don't know why it kicks you out every single time after this, but whatever, it's fine. So now we can put another Pokemon in here. That's not Steel, Gulpin. And then we can put Steel here. And then here, if I go in here, go to, actually, let's do this. Right, okay, I need Marie to be purified. Shockwave. You know Shockwave? I didn't even know Gulpin can learn Shockwave. That must be its unique move. It has to be. Ribbon, no. Yes. So, as you can see, this is going to be the best way to purify Pokemon, as the professor has said. Because you can do multiple at once, which is significantly better than the old game. In the old game, it was like literally one at a time. It was very difficult. By the way, if you do need a long watch, I highly recommend watching Checker Conroy's Pokemon Coliseum and Pokemon XD's playthrough. They're very, very fun. They're very, very fun to watch, I promise. Oh, Mareep is evolving. Nice. All right. Now that we're done with that, let me get back in there one more time, and I'll show you what I wanted to show you. So now that we have a Mareep, we can go ahead and edit this first tempo here, and if we go to Mareep and move her here, as you can see, we have maxed out the tempo. So as long as you have a good flow going on here, you can max out the tempo, and you can purify Pokemon insanely fast, incredibly fast. I do recommend doing this just because it is going to be, again, the best way to purify Pokemon, aside from battling them or walking them around. So you, if you have this built properly, then you will be able to purify Pokemon incredibly fast. Let me go ahead and put Vaporeon back in our party because I'm actually going to be using her. And then I actually want Houndour in the party as well. Let me see if I can... the flow is going to be a little bit lower, but honestly, that's fine. Because I do want at least 2 regular Pokemon in my party, so I can start leveling them up as well. Let me also... So yeah, this is basically like, you're gonna want to do your best to... You're basically going to want to do your best to get as many Pokemon as you can so you can use them to purify. Like, this isn't the most efficient, but honestly, it's fine. If that tempo bar is almost fully maxed out, then it doesn't really matter. Honestly, Delcat wouldn't be a bad party member to have in this game, but I think we're going to save the Delcat for later. Let's go ahead and purify this one last Pokemon, and then I'll go ahead and end stream. When I was a kid, I did not understand how this worked at all. I just put Pokemon in random spots, and I was like, yeah, this checks out. It took me a long time to realize that, oh, I need to use like the type effectiveness in order to build a proper like or a really really good flow. It took me way too long to realize that, but I was a dumb kid, so it's fine. Level 17. All right. And then we'll just keep them there for now. Oh, also, okay, yeah, you already said that. Let's move our Pokemon around real quickly. Actually, never mind. I'll just leave them as is. Wow, our long-held dream. The Purified Chamber is finally finished. And it stirs up emotion, it's bringing a lump in my throat. The Purified Chamber is very pretty when things spinning around. Jovi wishes she could write too. Will the professor let Jovi go on if Jovi asks nicely? Mom. The director came back safely and the Purified Chamber is completed. We can finally slow down and catch our breath. After your father passed away, Professor Crane and I carried on with his studies. If he were here to see this, I'm sure your father would be happy and proud. Oh, what should I do? My knees are shaking. I feel so inspired. Please let me know if you want to use a Purified Chamber from now on. Alright, M-Dog, now all systems are go for purifying shadow Pokemon. Those thugs came after the director because he was researching purification. They're gonna misuse his research so they could make shadow Pokemon that can't be purified. It's unforgivable. It's been a long and winding road getting here, but now that we finally finished, I'll forget all the troubles that we had to endure. Whoops, I got a job to do. I'll explain how no, I don't need to do that. Alright. Oh, speaking of Cypher, Lily, have you made any progress with that data ROM we brought back from Cypher's lab? Oh yes, I've asked Datin to analyze the contents of the data ROM. It should be ready soon. Dog, could you go upstairs and ask Datin how he's doing? Datin is the man in the room next to the director's office. Remember, he's compiling the basic data. Big brother's tired, so Jovi will go. Oh, Jovi, it's okay. This is for work. There she goes. Ah, seeing Jovi and her balanced energy makes me realize I'm back home. Anyway, I wonder what's going on with that data ROM. Oh, Jovi, there's no stopping you. Please, M-Dog, go ask Datin how he's doing in the office upstairs. You got it. But we'll do that next time. What an adventure. We already caught a lot of Pokemon. We went from 1 to 11. Could have been 12 if I didn't knock out that Carvana in one shot, but that's fine. Anyway, thank you guys very much for watching. I'm glad we got through the entire software building on one stream. I really wanted to do that in one video, so I greatly appreciate that. Thank you guys very much for watching this video as well. If you do like what you see, please feel free to hit subscribe. I'm going to be doing more of these highlight videos as we go along of various video games I like to play. Right now, it's going to be Pokemon XD, and it's going to be Kirby, Splatoon primarily, and also some Pokemon when Pokemon Champions comes out. So if you do like what you see here, make sure you click subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you in the next highlights video for Pokemon XD, or I'll see you on my next live stream, which is going to be Friday, April 27th and Saturday, April 28th, or March 27, 28, and 29. So feel free to subscribe so you don't miss that. Otherwise, thank you very much for hanging out, and I'll see you guys next time. And for the stream, thank you guys again very much for watching. I appreciate you sticking with me through this entire stream. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time for more Pokemon XD on Variety Friday, possibly. We never know what we could be doing on Variety Fridays, so you better come around and hang out if you want to see what we're doing. I'll see you guys later.